And my company is Selvena's Custom Creation.
I go by Deja.
Hey, I'm Ezra Mckay. Yeah, my pronouns are he, him.
My name is Nikino Wesson. I'm a native Memphian.
I'm Xander Whalen.
So tell me about this art piece.
Well, the name of it is called 27 Shades of Purple. I literally used 27 Shades of Purple. But it was inspired, of course, by Prince. On his first album, he played all 27 instruments. He played all 27 instruments on his first album. He sung all the background. Of course, he sung all of the lead. So that was my inspiration because just like your face just looked, he played all 27 instruments. So it's kind of an explosion of his instruments. Of course, if you know about Prince, this is Diamonds and Pearls and Kiss and all of his great albums. This is the guitar he had for his Super Bowl. And all of these are made out of real guitar pieces. This is for When Doves Cry. Yes, he is just inspiring, and purple is my favorite color. But
Is this one of your favorite pieces that you brought?
so far, it's definitely in my top 5. So yes, it is.
So this is kind of like a stream of consciousness drawing. I did it with watercolor, India ink. There's a little bit of paint marker, some white charcoal. I did like a little bit of collage, and it's really just mixed media.
Is this your favorite piece that you brought? Or do you have a favorite piece?
I mean, this is one of my favorite pieces I've done in a hot minute as far as like drawings go, because I do drawings and I do paintings, and my main thing I do is ceramics for real. So it's always nice to get back to the basics of what I started doing, which is a lot of ink and watercolor drawings.
So here we have 5 collages, all from varying years, but mostly from the last 3. And yeah, so I guess that's what they are. They're collages.
And what is your favorite? Do you have a favorite piece?
Ooh, okay, so this one was my favorite while I was working on it, but by the time I finished it, I had seen it so much that I was kind of miserable looking at it. It's so beautiful, but it just took me forever, cutting out all these tiny little details here. It just took me a really long time. So I think now my favorite might be the butterfly over there. I just really like, I guess, the colors on it, and I feel like it kind of has this almost gooey texture with the different textures that are on it, and just sort of a gentle symmetry to it that's not exact, but I appreciate it. Balance.
So my art, I use a lot of my mental health struggles with my art. A lot of it is vent art, I struggle expressing myself sometimes, so that is why I turn to art in a lot of ways.
And do you have a favorite piece
I like this one a lot. It's oil paint. I took a 4-year break from painting because I became a parent. So the fact that it turned out this well after 4 years of not doing it was pretty cool. And it was really nice to be touched with that side of myself again.
And do you think parenting made that spark the need to get back into doing art?
Yeah, because in a way with postpartum and stuff, you kind of lose yourself, and then stepping back into my art helped me find myself again.
Yeah, so this piece, I'm a poet and a writer. I collaborate with a few different artists. Currently, I have a collaboration going with Kennedy Holly. She's a visual artist, and she developed visual representations of my poem that we see here called What a Selfish Delusion.
Which one is your favorite?
I don't necessarily have a favorite because I was in 2 different spaces when I developed the pieces. The other piece is called Unbecoming. With Unbecoming, the piece focuses around becoming anew, shedding skin, saying goodbye to what people perceived you to be and stepping into who you have always been, but also accepting growth. So that's what Unbecoming is about. And What a Selfish Delusion is about, it speaks to illusions and delusions around society and the idea that everything is perfect when we know it is not so. And what I mean by that is there's always growth, and we welcome growth because growth blossoms new beginnings. But with that, in society, there's often growth and neglect of communities, neglect of a people, neglect and removal of access, neglect just systematically, right? And that's what Selfish Delusion is about. It ends with, are you happy with your celery? Paved streets, white shield. And I wrote that, I don't know, I incorporated food in the piece because I enjoy cooking. I enjoy cooking for myself. I enjoy cooking for my friends and family. I incorporated food because it's a necessity. And with that, there's a big food insecurity and food desert here in Memphis. There always has been. But there's also grocery stores and access to grocery stores in neighborhoods that some people cannot access. And so I'm kind of doing a call to action to those community members who have the wherewithal, who have access to, create change, and tell them to remove themselves from the illusion that all is well. Let's break those cycles.
It's my passion. It is my soul. It's my peace. That's what it is. It's my peace of mind. It's my peace.
Art has been important to me for as long as I can remember. Art has kind of been like a filter to how I express how I feel about everything and how I exist in the world. It is a way for me to kind of have a bridge to connect with people, because if I feel a certain way about something, or if something is resonating with me a certain type of way, maybe someone else feels that same way too, but people won't know unless somebody's like, I feel like that.
Why is art important to me? I saw, not to be this guy who quotes Instagram, but I saw this Tumblr post that had been posted to Instagram, but it was basically about how we've turned art, music, and dance into all these things that we should be good at and we should be making money from, but really they're just things that humans do. So I just feel like art is just something that humans do, and I'm a human, so I do it.
It's always been important and to me because self-expression has always been important, and whether it's doing my hair, doing my makeup, the way I dress, the way I do my art, the way I look at other people's art and other people's self-expression.
And how can people find you? Yeah, Instagram?
I do. So Venus Custom Creations, Instagram. And that's how they can find me.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram, Wake Up Deja.
So I'm not on Instagram. Yeah, you can find me at, I guess my email address, Ezra Mckay 47@gmail.com. So send me an email.
So my artist name is Bonezaddy. So you can find me on Instagram at Bonezaddy and Facebook. I don't really use Instagram a lot, but I use TikTok and Facebook.
My Instagram is my name. My first and last name is Nikino Wesson, Nikkino Wesson, Wesson.
I'm Christina Rick, known by my friends as Tina, and I'm the day-to-day manager of this gallery studio, collaborative makerspace, I guess you could call it.
Makerspace, very well said. I'm Russell. I I was involved when we first started, but at this point I'm really busy. But I like to help out when I can. Today I'm bartending.
He goes back to the era of the underground, like when it was in someone's basement, and
Yeah, originally back in the day, it was around the time I just graduated high school, and I used to go around to parties at U of M. I met someone there named Cameron Hansen. He's a bartender down in Inabena, and it was just an art party. It was a house party, but everyone that was at the party was an artist, and they brought their art there, and everyone hung it up. So it was a reason for local artists to mingle. You know what I mean? Very like broadband and bare bones, not anything very organized.
I think Andy Warhol.
Yeah,
like modern day.
A good reason to get drunk with some people that often don't go outside very often. Artists are usually pretty introverted, and that's kind of where this whole idea stemmed from. It's like, how do you convince people that have brilliant minds that like to create art to go outside and mingle and meet each other? My favorite part is one of our local artists, Hank Smith, a very talented artist. He works at the Art Co right now. Our second art show ever. He showed up and he saw another artist piece, and we both like turned our heads sideways and looked at him and we're like, dude, that looks like trees reflecting in a river. And then he went home and painted this gorgeous piece based on that inspiration. And it's cool, like seeing artists mingle and then create art from it is gorgeous.
So I kind of came into it later on. I have a kind of a connection to this venue specifically because I have a relationship with B-Side and a lot of the, I did that E-Hall thing because I work with a lot of these people when I do stuff with Nympho. And actually I'm going to be taken away from this exhibit for like 13 days in a row for the new barbecue team or barbecue festival. I did it last year, and really the whole production team here will also work there. So I had that connection, that relationship. I got started with them when I helped them put on the event across the hall. That was our first event here, and then that relationship kind of grew. And then I remember Russell came in here one day and was like, "There you go." The whole Memphis mixed media aspect is still very, very strong. We love all kinds of art, as you can see. And we like to do a lot of music events too. And we have a couple coming up. One next week on the 18th. We have a touring band coming through. They're going to play in here, and Colby kind of coined it a tacky music venue.
I love tacky music venues.
It's our neighbor down the block.
He's our neighbor. He's got probably one of the best shops that just recently opened up.
One of the cool things is like the really collaborative aspect of the art scene, and like not only visual art but music, written, spoken. So it's been really cool. Past 2 years, I think, especially like from here all the way to downtown, has been kind of a revival.
Absolutely, especially where you're at, around like the medical district downtown area.